on the Impala. We hope to basically get the rear end put back together, and that's going to require us to clean the gasket surfaces on the third member, install the axles. We're going to replace the axle bearings and seals. The axle flange actually doesn't clear the H-frame press that we have, so we're going to have to use a plasma cutter to cut the bearings off, which might be a little bit fun. So we'll do the diff, put the diff in, clean the gasket surfaces, install the gaskets, replace the rear not the bearings, but replace the rear brake shoes and all the hardware that goes with that. And then we'll probably replace the flywheel. We'll get to the flywheel. Take the old one off, right?
Yeah.
We'll take the old flywheel off, install the new one. New ARP hardware. The clutch is not here yet, so we'll have to wait for that. So we'll get the.
What about the driveshaft?
Oh, and we're gonna change out the we're gonna change out the what's it called? It's called a so it's a 2-piece drive shaft, and it has like a third member support bearing. I forget the name of it. But it's a third bearing support. We'll have to do that, and then I think that's all we can do until we actually get the clutch in. So we'll try and take this axle bearings apart. So the key here is not to hit the axle journal with the plasma cutter. It's cut enough material off to where the bearing race will either crack or release its tension. So we'll see. When was the last time we replaced the electrode on this thing?
Oh, it should be new.
Think
We
so?
were using the Blazer.
Want to get a close-up of this? Thanks. Typically, you would use a bearing splitter, but
It wouldn't fit.
it wouldn't fit. So we still have the right stuff. All right. So now we're gonna cut the retainer ring first. That's the retainer. Now for the bearing race. Let's see.
No, it didn't go. I mean, it didn't go through, but I think it's enough to reduce the pressure.
All right. Axle's still in good shape, so that's good. We're good. So that's how you remove an axle bearing without the proper tool. But we did not hit the axle journal, so that's good. We just maybe went 80% through the bearing in the race, and it basically hit the rest off.
Then it heated up enough to
expand it a little bit, release the tension. So now we just have to clean the axle up, press new bearings on, the new retainer, and then we're done. Just don't forget to put the backing plate back on.
Oh yeah.
That would suck. So, but yeah, so that's how you take an axle bearing off if you don't have the right shit. So. $35?
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you put that in and you missed a little part of silicone and then the shit leaked?
I did.
And then you would have to take it apart again?
It would suck.
Here's the axle housing assembly. And the backing plate for the rotor, or not the rotor, but the drums. We also had to change the stud length. These are not the original studs. The original studs came to about right here, but they were not originally intended for alloy rims, so there was not enough engagement on the threads. The wheels that the car has on it now are these 22-inch aluminum wheels with about a half inch thick flange, whereas the factory flange, I guess, was maybe about an 1/8 inch. So we got to increase the stud length so the damn wheel won't fall off, cause an accident. Almost done?
Yeah, I'm just checking.
I think we should put the gaskets on the backing plates, put the bolts back in for the backing plates, and then replace the brakes with it secured, because I think it'd be a lot easier.
To put the brakes on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those things flopping all over the place. I'm gonna go grab the gaskets. I have to remember which side is the long side. So let's see here. So it looks like the driver's side or the passenger side is the short side. So let's see. No, did you? I was just seeing. There's a short axle, or there's a short side and long side.
Okay.
Because the pinion is shifted, biased to one side.
Mm.
I just didn't remember which one was which.
This side's the long one, right?
Short one, I believe. Questioning
no.
that decision there? All right, so it's all greased up. I'm gonna take this stud out here, just to like buy some space while we put it in. The gasket? Yep. I might be wrong. Is that the short side?
Yeah.
Right?
This would be the short side.
Because the ring gear is on this side, right?
This side. This is the longer part of the diff.
What
this
is
side? This part is longer than this side.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That is wrong. So that side's longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. I was wrong. This is not the right side. Dude, that'd be so jacked. Put it in and have the other one go in and just have a straight one-legger. A real one-legger. All right, so that's not the right side. Give me the gasket.
You have the gasket.
No. Oh. Hold on. Or give me the gasket.
You got 4 of them?
Yeah. How hard was it to get these retainers on?
It was not hard, it was just scary.
It's scary? Because it's just...
It pops, like,
Really?
you could see everything flex, and then it, like...
Can you imagine how hard it would be to get it off?
No.
You can't imagine. Just
No, I'm
imagine
not
how
gonna
hard it was to get
imagine.
it on, and then use a little bit of imagination, and then that's how hard it is.
Well, you'd have to get that part off first, and then the bearing.
Yeah. All right, so try this again with the right side. All right, should slide right in. Actually, I'm gonna pull.
Yep, there you go.
Pull that stud off. Come on, you bitch. All right.
You're gonna get that nut out.
I didn't think that far ahead. I'm trying to clear this stupid freaking bridge. All right, so that's on. Machine down the socket, so there's no taper, no chamfer on it. So that should work a lot better. Let's see here. All right. It's like it's a neutral balance firewall. So it should be too hard to find. Now look at that big ass crack. It's like San Andreas fault. It's crazy. Alright. Alright. We don't have a bearing puller this size. So I'm gonna use grease. For those of you who didn't know that you could do this, machine this little dowel here, shove it in here like that. It should just pop right out. Looks like I need a little bit more grease. Actually, this works better than having a puller. I think it's a little bit messy.
Or you can use bread.
Yeah, I've never used bread, but I heard you can. My guess is wheat bread won't work.
No, white bread.
White bread?
White bread, yeah.
Wonder bread. Here we go. That's how you take a bushing out without
Puller.
a puller. I was gonna call it a gear puller. Cool. Okay, I just got the transmission in. We use the Mcleod Clutch, like I said earlier in the video, with a SFI certified billet flywheel. We took the cast one out because it's dangerous. We torqued the flywheel with new ARP bolts to 85 foot-pounds and ARP bolts for the pressure plate to 45 foot-pounds. Loctite everything down. I just got to put this inspection cover on, and then this part is done. I'm going to leave the starter out for now because we're probably going to redo the whole exhaust system because this thing is a crinkle city. So I think we're done with this for now. I got the transmission all torqued together, the bell housing bolts, tail shaft bolts.
Just gotta do the drive shaft, right?
Yeah, just gotta do the drive shaft.
All right, so the brakes are done. Got all the new parts and springs on there.
So you replace every spring, wheel cylinders, studs. We lengthen the studs because the wheels are alloy wheels. with the thicker flange. And
Yep.
there wasn't enough thread engagement on the nuts, so on the other nuts. What else did you do?
Bearings, the seals on the bearings, and then brake pads. I adjusted the, what do you call that?
It's like a, what is that called? Just a slack adjustment, basically, that keeps their brake shoes closer to the actual drums.
Mm-hmm.
So when you press the brake, it doesn't have to travel 50 feet, right? Before it engages. Yeah. So, but yeah, it looks good. So this is the old bearing support for the drive shaft, and this was the this goes in here like this, and it kind of just floats. But this rubber is pretty hosed, so it's not really doing its job very well. This is the new carrier bearing support. This is cast aluminum with a higher durometer rating rubber and a new bearing for the center. So this is gonna just mount to the frame here. I need to actually put this part back on, this yoke. Let me seat the bearing first. Seat it. So that's seated. I made a witness mark here for the phasing of the yoke.
Why does that matter?
Because these have to line up.
Oh, okay.
The two ends.
Yeah.
If they're out of phase, it'll vibrate something fierce. So I'm gonna Loctite this thing because I don't want this shit coming out later. This thing is kind of a pain to get out, so I guess it wasn't that bad. I just don't want to do it again. I like to put the Loctite in here too, because when you just put it on the bolt,
Squeezes it out.
It just squeezes it out. I want to push it through the threads. So let me grab an impact gun real quick. All right, so that's done. So now tomorrow morning, I'll buy U-joints. I'm gonna replace the ones that were in there.
From Napa or
Napa.
Hasbro?
This U-joint here, and probably the back one. I believe that one probably do replace as well. Maybe not the back one. Maybe just this one. Just one in the center. And then from there, we can go back in. So
Alright, cool.
then we'll be done with the transmission and the brakes and the rear end. And then on to the exhaust.
Can't wait for the exhaust.
Yeah. You know it's gonna be tight, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm planning on it.
tight fitting.
Yeah. There's only like one path you can go, really, pretty much.
Okay. So it'll be a challenge, but I don't think it's as hard. It'll be. The Mustang was harder.
You think so?
Yeah. Because
Why is that?
everything is super small and it's 3-inch.
So, yeah.
So it was really difficult to get into the axles and tuck everything in the tunnel. But I think I have a really good idea. It might be a stupid idea. I don't know.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Yeah, see all those bends? Look at this though. So I definitely want to put an H pipe on this, right? But obviously you can't go through the frame.
No.
So what I was thinking
Oval?
is I was gonna do an oval tube
Down.
and then from here and then by the
Pie cuts?
pie cuts and actually have it just go like this, like that.
Oval pies?
Yep.
Okay.
Straight to that. Boom. So straight in the center, and then oval here, and just capture it here, straight, and it'll just be like a U, but it'll be tucked like about that.
It'll be flat right there, yeah.
It'll be flat.
Parallel.
So it would hang down about this much.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be crazy. I don't know though.
Well, the tires are pretty tall.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hit. So that would be badass.
If you think about it, your Chevelle's lower.
That's true. But it makes it impossible to put a cross pipe on here with this X frame.
Yeah, that's weird.
And the drive shaft goes to the center, so you can't do anything there. And obviously you're not gonna put one from here to here. That would be stupid.
And we gotta move the mufflers back too.
Yeah, the mufflers are gonna go here.
Back here. Is it gonna do 40 series or what?
I'm gonna keep the same ones.
Oh, you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep these and just put them back here. It'll sound better.
Yeah, way better.
And then I think it's center offset is what it is. No, they're offset. So I think that'll work actually well. I think. Yeah, I think it would work well. Yeah, it'll be a challenge, but and it's a long car. And what happens is, my opinion is that because there's so many
Bends.
Like the cross sections are so narrowed on these bends, it makes it sound like it has freaking glass packs.
Yeah,
it sounds horrible.
It's really
like
bad.
You know what it sounds like?
What?
A new Mustang. It sounds like garbage. So or a Charger, whatever the hell those things are called. And it just sounds horrible, man. So we're gonna fix that. And by moving the exhaust closer to the rear, I think there will be less spent gas trapped in the back.
Are we gonna keep like a dump back here, or what are you thinking?
It'll be the same. I think he wants it to be the same.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're making headway. I just need to put the inspection cover on under the clutch and then be done. But yeah, so tomorrow morning we'll get the U-drive for the drive shaft in, and then maybe we can bleed the brakes at
When
the
the
same
car's
time.
down.
Right?
Yeah.
So we'll bleed the brakes. Well, we'll do it except cut out the power bleeder.
Oh, okay.
A power, you can use that, whatever. So I'll put the drive shaft in, you bleed the brakes, and then it'll be done.
All right.
The drivetrain will be done.
Anything else?
He wants to fix the heat. He wants us to fix the heater, and one of the gauges. I think the fuel gauges are whacking out a little bit. So beyond that, I don't believe there's too much to do. So yeah, we're close.
It's almost done.
We're almost done. Yeah. He'll be happy. He'll be happy when that exhaust doesn't sound like freaking garbage.
Yeah, when you can drive it without.
So I'm really happy with the clutch setup.
Fit good?
Yeah, it felt good. And that clutch came off a Chevelle, and it's a neutral balance as well. But it's a billet. The new ones are like $250.
For a flywheel?
I think it's more than that actually, $300.
For a flywheel?
Yeah, for a billet SFI certified one. So I just had that one laying around because I put that 25-pound flywheel in the BBC. So it's like traction control. Hey, if you have back traction, just put a light flywheel.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but that's what we got.